From the Yonkers Statesman, October 10, 1916. Headline: The Common Council wants the mayor to take a stand. The question of the repeal of the so-called 15-day ordinance prohibiting the employment of trolleymen until they have had at least 15 days' experience in operating cars on the local lines was put up squarely to the mayor and to the Corporation Council at the stated meeting of the Common Council last night. Alderman Bogart introduced a resolution under which the mayor is requested to communicate to the council whether in his judgment such ordinance should be repealed, and also that the Corporation Council give an opinion in writing as to the validity of the ordinance. Alderman Stillwell made strenuous efforts to have the resolution amended so that the mayor and Corporation Council might escape the necessity for taking a stand on this question, but his efforts were defeated, the resolution being adopted by a party vote, with 7 Republicans voting in the affirmative and the 3 Democrats in the negative. Previous to the introduction of the resolution, Alderman Davis, the Republican Majority Leader, had introduced a proposed ordinance repealing the existing 15-day ordinance. As soon as the clerk Howarth had read the repealing ordinance, Alderman Ryan entered formal objection, which under the rules has the effect of postponing action on the proposed ordinance until the next meeting of the council. The space reserved for the public was crowded. There were a large number of trolleymen. Many citizens of the 3rd Ward and from other sections who are interested in having trolley operations resumed were also present. Probably never before were so many people in the Common Council chamber as last night. Headline: Volhynia battle is still raging, but Petrograd and Berlin report nothing important has occurred. The Russians sink 2 submarines. Headline: Wireless saves lives on land. The American Relief Committee, a countrywide organization, is raising a fund for the German widows and orphans of the war. Members of the American colony in Berlin, under the patronage of Ambassador Gerard, instituted the movement. The only positive way of communicating with Germany in these days of blockades and censors is via wireless, and accordingly the wireless has been called into play. Through a bank in New York and another in Berlin, connections were established, and now, after weeks of effort, regular transmissions of money are being made through this impalpable medium. Already, nearly 250,000 marks have been sent over, a sum which means that more than 400 German families, widows and their children, have been placed beyond the reach of starvation for a year. Headline: Will change his name. What's in a name? Sometimes not much, at other times a great deal. In the case of Emil Lausberg, considerable. He was born in Prussia, but is now a resident of Mount Vernon, New York, and is engaged in transactions with merchants and businessmen of the state of New York, Great Britain, and other countries. The fact that he bears a German name, Mr. Lausberg claims, caused him great financial loss in his business. The representatives of the countries known as the Allies, he states, believing him to be a citizen of Germany, refuse to deal with him, assuming that his sympathies are with Germany and against England and her allies. This Mr. Lausberg vigorously denies. He cites an instance where, in August 1910, he was discharged from the employ of an English firm where he was receiving a salary of $4,000 a year for the same reason. He says that he is a naturalized citizen of the Kingdom of Great Britain. All this he set forth in a petition for permission to change his name to Charles Edward Lansbury. Headline: Public Library Notes. The public library is a busy place these days, with students in school and college using it for reference work, businessmen consulting the table of up-to-date books on business methods, another table filled with recent material on military training, seldom without an interested person consulting it. A section of recent books on electricity, engineering, and other technical subjects appeals to many. The Department of Spanish books has appealed to many people, and the section of recent publications is always popular. Books are being purchased in large numbers along every line, and good, live, up-to-date, and attractive material is being added daily. Almost anybody can find something helpful, stimulating, or interesting and will feel repaid for coming to the library. And that's the news from Yonkers 100 years ago today.